prepared that you would speak through him, that it wouldn't be his words, but it would be your words, Father. And pray for Todd that he would heal. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
All right, I think it's time that the children can be gone to children's church. We're in trouble. I got all these gizmos here. We'll see. Let's go back over here. One of the things in the box is this nice clock. In some ways, this represents time. So how many people think that they have enough time on their hands? See what I did there? Do people think they're busy, or do people think, oh, I got plenty of time? What do you guys think? Depends on how old you are. For some of us, time's running out. So it may all be relative. So hey. So what would you mean by depends? What would you say? What would you say? How would you clarify that, depending on how old you are? I mean, it's April, and it seems like it was just Christmas, and now it's, we're past Easter, so it seems like time goes pretty fast or anything like that. What about someone from the younger generation? What do you think about the time? Do you think you have plenty of time to do all the things that you need to do, or not?
No. No, not really. I mean, I'd say, because obviously I'm only 20, so for like the last 10 years, I was only 10 up to now, but that's all gone. That's sped up like that. I remember, I feel like it was only months ago that I was like in elementary school or like middle school or whatever, but now, I don't know, we're nearing the end of college, and things seem to go by pretty fast. I think I kind of agree, like, I don't know, I have stuff going on every day, you get up, you go to work, it's like you keep a routine every day, but at the end of the day, it's like, the days just keep flying by, and just like you said, it was literally just Christmas, and now it's already April. I feel like the years just go by, honestly.
So there's a lot to do. And as a college student, finals are coming up pretty soon, right? So now they're hitting you with finals and projects and studying and things like that. And I always like to put things off when I was in school, I put things off. I was a procrastinator. I put things off to the last second. And so it gets busy and stuff. Well, I think a lot of times we do have a lot to do, or we think we have a lot to do, but we don't have a lot of time to do it. Like in my instance where I'm at, I'm still working, and then, there's things I would like to do or get accomplished. I'd like to get in better shape, so I'd like to exercise. So how much time can I spend on exercising? I also would like to get better with the spiritual life, study the Bible more and things like that. So I would like to spend time doing that. I like to spend time with my family. I like to spend time doing other things, right? So how do you fit that in there? Well, what I've been trying to do is a life hack. You didn't know you were going to get life hacks. What I've been trying to do recently is sort of like my walks with God, right? So I want to get in shape, so I want to walk, right? It's not really working, but hey, I'm trying. But so I walk, but at the same time, with the phones and things nowadays, you can also listen to the Bible, right? So I'm trying to go through the Bible and seeing what the deal is, and some of these youngsters and listening to podcasts and things. There's this new invention called you can speed it up or put it at 2 times or 1.5 times or something like that. You can even make it slower if the guy's talking too fast. But then also, you can speed it up just a little bit. So you understand it and keep going on like that. So that's what I've been doing recently, right? And it's kind of neat to just actually, I don't like to read, or I have a hard time just sitting down and reading and doing that, right? But if I'm doing this, I can listen to it, and by hearing every chapter of the Bible and stuff, you come across things every once in a while, you go, it's like, what did they just say? And you go back and you go, they did say that. And then you see, there's things in the Bible that you don't even know that's in there. We won't touch those this time, but we're doing this. As of now, I've gone through the Genesis, where it seems like everybody goes through Genesis because everybody starts at the beginning, so they go through Genesis a lot, which is like the beginning and how God created the world and then the early generations and things like that. Then you get to Exodus, where they're leaving. You know, you have Moses and all that, where they leaving that and going to the promised land and things like that. Then you get some of the Bibles some of the books of the Bible that are hard to get through at the beginning because they're talking about the different sacrifices and things like that. Then they also have, the different things that we no longer do, and then they have the other things about the different rules and things like that. So right now, in my journey through the Bible, I'm at around Proverbs. So that's why it's fresh on my mind. So that's why I'm saying like, hey. And I like Proverbs because one thing about Proverbs is it's straightforward. It is there. It's like, hey, that makes sense. It makes sense to me. So what we're going to do today is we're going to go through Proverbs 3. So that's where we're going to start today. And it's talking about wisdom. So can anybody give me a definition of wisdom? Is knowledge and smart, would you consider that the same as wisdom?
Correct application of knowledge?
That's more like, yes. Wisdom would be the application of what you know. A lot of times we know what we should do, right? We know what we should do. We know what we shouldn't do. We have that knowledge. But then how do we use that knowledge in our daily lives to make the wise decisions, right? I know I should do this, but then somebody's asking me about this or doing that. Do I go along with that, or do I say, I know I shouldn't do this. I know the wise thing would be to do this. Then do I continue to do it or not? So let's start in Proverbs 3:1. My son, do not forget my teachings, but keep my commands in your heart, for they will prolong your life many years and bring you prosperity. Let love and faithfulness never leave you. Bind them around your neck, write them on the tablet of your heart. Then you will win favor and a good name in the sight of God and man. And my little note on that states that, during this time right here, it's like that there's 3 benefits of a long life, prosperity, and good reputation appear at the very start of this when it talks about wisdom, what are the benefits of wisdom. And so then, moving on, it says, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. So we've heard that a lot. So what does that mean, trust in the Lord with your whole heart and not lean on your own understanding? What does it mean when we lean on our own understanding? But not trusting Him or doing what He says. Try to think that we have it figured out on our own. And I'll let you guys know a little behind the curtains there. Sometimes these questions are hard and I don't know what the answer is. So what I do is I toss it out to you guys and see what you say. And then I say, oh yeah, that sounds good to me. So hey. Any other comment about not leaning onto your own understanding? In all your ways acknowledge Him, and He will make your path straight. Do not be wise in your own eyes. Fear the Lord and shun evil. This will bring health to your body and nourish your bones. Honor the Lord with your wealth, with your first fruits of all your crops. Then your barns will be filled to overflowing, and your vats will brim over with new wine. My son, do not despise the Lord's discipline, and do not resent His rebuke. Because the Lord disciplines those He loves, as a father and the son He delights in. So this is one that stood out to me. So let me repeat that since I stumbled across it a little bit. It says, my son, do not despise the Lord's discipline, and do not resent his rebuke, because the Lord disciplines those he loves. As a father, the son he delights in. How many people like to be rebuked? I don't know of a single person. I don't like to be rebuked. When someone says, hey, I think you're doing that wrong, or hey, I think you could do that better, what is your normal reaction? It's like, what's it? Defensive. Defensive. I get very defensive sometimes. You know, someone might offer, say, you know what? It's better you do it this way. And the first thing is like, I'm doing it the best way I can. What are you to tell me what to do, or something like that? But here, you know, and that's just people telling you what to do or trying to give you encouragement. And sometimes God may use people to tell you how to correct your ways, and so then we get defensive or something like that. So how should we react in that situation? Well, how we should act in that situation is that we shouldn't despise the Lord's discipline and do not resent his rebuke. So we probably shouldn't have that defensive deal. We should probably say, hey, this is probably what I need at this time, and say, hey, I'm not perfect. Sometimes I make mistakes, and sometimes people might need to call me out and show me where I'm making my mistake, and so I shouldn't get defensive on that. So blessed is the man who finds wisdom, the man who gains understanding, for she is more profitable than silver and yields better returns than gold, and she is more precious than rubies. Nothing you desire can compare with her. Long life is in her right hand. In her left hand are riches and honor. Her ways are pleasant ways, and her paths are peace. So that's sort of what I was trying to get across over here, which I don't know if I ever got across over there, about what is something precious. And here, what's very precious, more profitable than silver, and yields better returns than gold, and more precious than rubies, is wisdom. So that is something that we should be striving for. And so in my Bible, I get